Why, hello there, you beautiful soul. I hope that you are having a lovely Wednesday evening. Appreciate the patience. Was recovering from an event Saturday to Sunday, so it was nice to have a nice little recharge. I hope that everyone had a nice Father's Day. And in terms of getting ready for the solstice, the image for this satsang is doing it perfect justice, because we are going to be moving through that which needs to be burned away, that which needs to be surrendered. And in this time of spring, we've had an abundant opportunity to really see the attractive nuggets of the future in those flowers blooming, so to speak. But just as the fruit must grow, the petals will inevitably fall. And in that sense, ready for summer and the summer soul tomorrow, we're going to be exploring all of those aspects that have been coming up within our experiences these past few months that are being called forth to be surrendered to. And in honoring that divine father, the masculine energy, it is very much so the initiatory forces that are at play in our lifetime and in our lives. And that is the purpose of the masculine, the divine masculine, we can say, is to allow those portals and gateways to be entered through and stepped through with grace. So we want to make sure we ready ourselves fully. So get your last few wiggles out. Get your gas out. Just drank some water, so I know I got a burp coming. Excuse me. Shake it out. Get a good stretch in. And when you hear the first 3 taps of the singing bowl, we'll transmute our exhale into a mighty and powerful Om. Allowing yourself to relax and open the mouth fully to resonate that A note, and as you close the mouth, the U and the M will form naturally. Now, we'll take a nice deep breath in to regulate. And a big open mouth sigh to release. Release the body of breath here. Allow the body to settle, the horse to be at ease, while you, the rider, patiently watch, observe, and silently witness as you always have in this lifetime and beyond. It's in these moments of rest and stillness that we let go of everything that happened today, that we allow ourselves to presently live in this moment called now, that ever unfolding slice of the present. And with this final tap of the singing bowl, allow that witnessing, that awareness to shift towards the sound of the bowl as it rings and fades into the silence. And as the sound comes and goes, allow all of those inner happenings, the mental thought forms, the emotional feelings, and the physical sensations to drop, to fully immerse yourself in that in which you are, a silent knower, a window of looking, of sensing, and observation. In this time of spring, we have been guided, gently and not so gently encouraged to witness at what our lives can be, to come into a greater taste and aroma of that in which we radiate naturally, that unique light in which we were created to be. In this time, mirroring nature, there was many births. And just as we see the natural kingdom of animals and plants all birthing their offspring during this season, we must come to question and understand the why. As we humans seemingly are the only ones disconnected from this natural cycle. For the intention of being birthed in spring is to gain the strength, to be nourished in the abundance of summer and the harvest of fall, so that we may be ready for the winter. Yet with this spring, there is an urgency being played forth throughout the collective. It's our time to step into our power. It's our time to authentically dance and radiate that in which we are. And just as we know there is a spring cleaning, there have been many things revealed to us throughout this time. Those final remnants, those last strings that are holding us back from the next evolution and iteration of ourselves. And although in these lifetimes our unfoldments are many, there is a monumental shift arising. An invitation, an opportunity to fully invest ourselves in not only our connection with our own soul, its missions here in this lifetime, but that of the Creator and the world in which our source created. And it's that loving heart song that we can all dance and sing to. But what has been coming forth? What has been revealed to you? Take a few breaths. Take a few moments to think about the various times and happenings of these past few weeks and months that we call spring. The snowballing lessons that have carried over from winter and fall. It's of importance to understand the lessons, the cause, the effects, and the directions in which these paths can take us. Because although a flower may bloom and a fruit may begin to grow, that same fruit can still die on the vine. If not protected and guided, nourished and loved, that fruit can be picked off early, fallen in a storm. And now is not the season for us to be having those lackings, to be making those mistakes. It is the opportunity for each of us to be fully present in this moment, to allow the heart to explore, to grow. So in these moments, focus on you. Allow yourself to navigate that in which life has clearly painted out for you. Is it more self-care? Is it more presence? Is it more love? Ultimately, we can boil everything down to love, for it has many expressions. The fierceness of boundaries, the compassion of not closing off. And it's important to relate all of these knowings and lessons to love because you are the embodiment and expression of love. This universe is light manifested, is love embodied. Everything and everyone is connected through this ground of beingness, and that is the divine. So very much so, as we get ready for the solstice and the aligning full moon, we must come to acknowledge fully that this is a mass initiation. Therefore, we must activate these divine masculine energies and honor that Father, honor the Godhead that is present in our lives. For it is that masculine energy that grounds us back into the material, that which brings forth the ability to manifest, to ultimately bring to fruition that in which we have caught in the feminine ether and grounding it into this reality. This is why it's important for each of us to know that we are the embodiment of both the masculine and the feminine. We are to honor both the Divine Mother and the Divine Father in this incarnation. In the representation of your own 7 chakra system, we can look at these wheels of force and energy as the dividing point of the intangible and the tangible. The lower 3 representing that divine masculine, the upper 3 representing that divine feminine, yet you sit upon the throne of the soul, the heart. That middle point, that fulcrum, where everything is balanced upon. So what causes you to leave it? Many of these lessons can be interpreted through this lens of the divine masculine, the disciplinary force of life, the humbling force of life, those harsh lessons, but also those moments of play, of glee. For it is just that, the role of the Father, to play and also discipline. It is that contrast of the divine masculine which allows safety, which guides, which empowers, which protects, and which provides. So look within your own heart, look within your experience these past few months. And as springtime comes to a close, what is this next portal, this gateway, this threshold of initiation which you are stepping into? What is being called forth from you by life, by the Creator? And when it comes down to it, everything boils back to the essence of giving and receiving love, and the primordial force that we must always seek to have us deeper connection and establish deeper roots within is receiving love from Source. Divine love, the eternal fire, our Creator. And in turn, when we receive fully the love of our Creator, we can spread it abundantly. For it's the only water that will allow our cups to overflow. Yet that masculine energy is vilified. There's many reasons for that. None need to be entertained. There's a knowing that many have a disconnect with that Father energy, that divine masculine. But we must come to recognize the tough lessons, the loving grace that this energy provides us, and ultimately is getting ready to activate fully for us to master and harness our own ability to create, to manifest. But just as we are given a spear to sharpen and a spear to go out and hunt in this world, we must remember the safety. So how have these lessons of spring refined your blade? To cut down any obstacle, to spear through and obtain any fruit in the tree, to cut and disperse and serve those fruits of our labor and our work. Ultimately, this spring call to action is to build yourself up for one vessel that is a greater sense of service and purpose, a deeper establishment and connection to your soul and its mission. And there's no greater sign than what the universe is presenting us right now with this full moon rising in Capricorn. Literally the embodiment of manifestation itself on top of the full moons, which already represent creation and manifestation. So look at it in this sense. This upcoming full moon and the next will both be in Capricorn. This window of manifestation and creation is an opportunity for us to fully lean into that in which we know we're here to do. But what has spring forth been calling? Everything that needs to surrender and drop away for you to manifest and bring to fruition your aspirations. These last few days have already been activating for many. And this final and gentle nudge out of the nest, so to speak. So what doubts, what reservations do you have at taking flight? What fears, what hesitations arise? How are you limiting your expression and censoring yourself? This is not the time to limit your radiance, but to rather lean into it and fully shine forth that in which you were created to be. That is the beauty of where we are at in this collective time. That each of us has the opportunity to step into the fullest embodiment that we are here to bring forth. And the choice is yours. Now, as a warning, just as that masculine energy provides the guidance and the discipline, that latter energy of humility, of being humbled, of living through the harsh lessons, that is also upon us. That time of having the mirror held up to you. So, if life is to hold up a mirror to your current beingness, will you like what you see? And will that reflection be a representation of who you want to be remembered as? If not, your heart is already pulling you towards where you need to move to and move away from. The attractive and repulsive forces are gaining their strength. But we must all listen. We must all marinate in that in which our heart is telling us. We must come to discern and separate ourselves from the bodily identification and come to know that the heart is not even that space for the body. We have a chakra and we have a organ called the heart. But that light, that star, that burst with love and a heart smile and a radiant feeling of warmth and luminosity is you, your soul, your heart, the core of your being. And when it expands, you know you are living in that fullest alignment. And when it contracts, you're not. This is how the compass of the heart speaks to us. This is how our core provides us the feedback of what is in alignment and what is not. So are you honoring that? Are you challenging it playfully with curiosity and meeting it with love when you feel it closing off? Are you leaning in to those easeful and effortless expressions? Only you know. So give yourself a moment to simply marinate and soak in that which has been spoken. And if you haven't yet, ensure that you have a big smile on your face. Breathing in from the back. Allow the core of the heart, your beingness itself as that star you are, to expand and radiate with every inhale. Feel that churning of energy, that vortex point, and that middle path. Expand and widen your field. And as you breathe and silently witness and observe all that is happening, know that it's in this silence, this emptiness, yet fullness, that calmness and gentleness, and that we allow our natural energy to unfold and expand. Because if there's one lesson of the spring that we must all take to heart in the knowing of which we are, it's that our soul opens up like a flower. You don't need to force it. Yet when it opens, that aroma of our being will be known. That brightness of those petals will be observed and felt. And just as the flower entices the pollinators to come towards it, so too everything in life will become attracted to you. To pollinate, and thus a fruit will be born. But just because we have so many promises of spring arising does not mean we need to have those masculine, divine energies of discipline, of consistency, to ensure that each and every moment we can, we are watering and nourishing and nurturing those fruits. It's the time where life is giving you the invitation to step into who you always have been. But this is a game of free will. And in this playground of lessons, 'tis the season of hard knocks and tough love. So when we enter into summer and the solstice tomorrow and the full moon season of Capricorn, know that this window of opportunity throughout July is one that will test but empower you, bringing you closer and closer to everything you've ever sought for, to everything you've ever fought for and suffered through. Those moments of harsh lessons, those elegant moments of grace and play, that everything is building you up for these defining moments of choosing a path of love, of self-awareness, of ascension. So relish in all in which you've received and all in which you've been through. Honor all of that which died away and fell in fall and winter, and that which has been reborn and renewed and birthed in spring, and nourish that child. Tend to those fruits. And continue to do so as the harvest that they will provide, the strength that will be gained, will bring forth everything you've wanted. When you hear the next tap of the singing bowl, Again, take a deep breath in when you hear the bowl, and with your exhale, transmute it into a mighty and powerful Om. Release the body of breath here. Thank you so much for dropping in. I appreciate y'all. And I hope that this was a juicy drop-in for you. And as we enter into the summer solstice in less than 24 hours, it's important to always keep in mind that the only thing that can cast out the shadow is the light. The only remedy that will truly uplift us in these times is love. It's always one of those cheesy things in the spiritual world is, love is the answer. But you must come to understand the depths of what love is. Love is the flow. Love is that water. And that masculine energy will allow us to channel and carve out the path in which that water can flow into. So love is the answer. And consistency and discipline will allow that love to nourish everything. So yeah, that was a juicy one. I don't really have much else to say to that. I just hope that everyone has a lovely summer solstice, and that this meditation can help you burn away everything that needs to continue to be surrendered throughout these times, and that it's a lovely summer season for you. And as you've heard me say in previous satsangs, we are officially in fuck around and find out season. So don't be on that having to mess around and finding out, because everything's going to be getting dialed up. It's already started. It's been escalating since the eclipse, even before that, I would say. And the choice is yours. It's always an opportunity. Everything in this life is a lesson, but we only know when we know, and that fruit only drops when it's ripe. So be sure to nourish it so it's big and juicy, and that you have a plentiful harvest at the end of the season. And with that, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all whom ask. Namaste. I'm bad at the bound within you. I love you so much. Thank you for dropping in. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Don't forget to share all the juiciness. I love you so much. Peace.